Hello everybody and welcome back to Eververse Games, and today on the channel you'll be noticing that it's pitch black. And why is it pitch black, you may ask? Well, I've been thinking for a while that I want to do something, not just gaming, I want to do talking. I'm great at talking, aren't I? But anyway, I wanted to start a podcast, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing episode 1 of the podcast, and I picked my topics that we're going to talk about, written some notes, as you do. So, the topics I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be talking about Japan, and I'm going to be talking about UK supermarkets. Totally, you can totally link them together, can't you? So that's what we're going to be doing. And if you guys do think this would be something that you may enjoy, when you're in the car, can't be arsed listening to the radio, just go on YouTube and watch this. I say watch, you can't really watch anything, and you can listen though. I've got some ambient music in the background, just so it isn't always, just a complete silence and you're thinking, did I pause it? Is my phone going off? No. I'm here, don't worry. Anyway, let's start with episode 1 of the Eververse podcast. And we're going to start with Japan. And I'll tell you why. I was scrolling on Facebook, as you do. I was eating some Cheetos. It was a classic Thursday evening. And I found an article about the strange things that Japan does that other places don't, or they might not do. And I was obviously very intrigued. I love those titles that, that grab you. And I was grabbed, I was very grabbed. I was reading it, took me ages to read it all. There was 50 things on that list, and some of them genuinely blew my mind. Did you know, and this is 100% true, that they grow watermelons in the shape of cubes? It's easier to transport them and stock them, but it looks like something straight out of Minecraft. But it's still very aesthetically pleasing. Cubed watermelons. That's wild, isn't it? I don't think I've ever seen one. I've only seen them on the pictures. Obviously, I'm not in Japan a lot. Like, we'll see them, all together in the shop, just plonked there. But yeah, I've always been fascinated just by Asia in general. When someone says Asia, I automatically think, China or Japan. But there's so many countries in Asia, isn't there? Like India, loads. And back at college, back in the days where I was actually clever enough to do psychology, that brain's gone, mine is gone. Anyway, we have to look at the difference between individualist societies and collectivist societies. Now, if you don't know what they are, an individualist society is like the UK or the US, and as a society we learn to do things for us that benefit us, even if we're helping something, like we help them because it benefits us. That is nothing to be ashamed of, by the way. That is just how we work as a society. Now, you might not think it, but we do that. Collectivist cultures, on the other hand, they'll do something that helps someone. They may not get anything back from it, but they don't really care. They're like, I've helped someone, that's good enough for me. But yeah, if you're going to Japan, probably going to be staying in a hotel, aren't you? Now, if you didn't know, in Japan, there are some hotels, right, that are genuinely ran solely by robots. When I read that, I was shocked, but I was delightfully surprised by it. I was like, oh, that's cool, that, isn't it? So you go in the front desk, and you think, oh, they're nice people, aren't they? But no. They're robots. That's mad. But obviously, it's not just in hotels either. There's a restaurant where the waiting staff are all robots. But back to the hotels, there's some really cool hotels in Japan. They have, they have the Love hotels, which is, kind of what it says on the tin, to be honest. There's some where, like I say, ran by robots, which I think is mad. But I'm like, that's cool. But yeah, with this restaurant, right, so yeah, ran by robots, but who is controlling these robots? Who's actually working them? And you'll be delighted to know that they're actually controlled by people who have been paralysed, who were born paralysed. by paralysed people. These robots are controlled. And this is so that they can still earn a living, you know, they can still get paid, they can still live the life that they want, you know, they're doing a job. And obviously it's an important job. So it's not just like they're just, you go mate, it's a job for you. No. They do the job and they do it well. They do it well from wherever they are. And yeah. Which I think it's quite lovely, really, because I think sometimes we can look at people who are paralysed and think, oh, that's really bad, isn't it? Can't do anything. Oh, I don't think I could cope. But no, you know what? No, paralysed people are still capable people. They still can do things. It may not be what they wanted to do in life, but they can still do things if they dream it and they can work at it. Sure, it might not seem like they are doing much, but I think they are, you know? I think it's good that they can go out and do stuff like that, and I think, yeah, they're still people, you know? At the end of the day, they are still people. They might not be able to move, they might not be able to do things that they used to do. At the end of the day, they're still people, and we should treat them as such. They have the same rights as everyone. Or they bloody well should. Also, so tourist-wise, if you don't know, in Japan they have things called bullet trains. They're not just normal trains, no, these are bullet trains. Pretty cool, aren't they? The first time I came across a bullet train, obviously not in real life, because we don't have them here, but I was watching The Wolverine with Hugh Jackman, and all I could think about this bullet train was, holy crap, how fast is this? Something pretty cool about them is that when they're moving, they move that smoothly that you could put a coin in the window and it doesn't move. It just stays there perfectly. Like it could make itself a home, you know, just there, never move again. Brilliant. And something else pretty cool about trains is that a delay can be as short as 18 seconds, which is obviously which they'll be like, God's sake, it's bloody late again. Whereas if you're in this country, you'll be waiting for a bus of 2 hours and you'll be like, oh, it's still early, innit? And I was reading something else, not Japan related, but it sort of relates to my next point. In Somerset, there is a place, it's called the Golden Retriever Experience, and kind of what it says on the tin, Golden Retrievers everywhere. It's not an island, I thought it was an island, it's not, it's in Somerset. It's run by a family who have Golden Retrievers, and you can go and, you know, pet them, play with them. It's kind of ideal if you don't want pets or you can't have pets. You can go and just play with these guys. Now, there's something quite similar in Japan. And by similar, I mean four-legged friends. In Japan, there's an island which is populated solely by rabbits. Yeah, I love rabbits, so this would be my idea of heaven. Just chill with a rabbit, just be like, you alright mate, how you doing? I'll be like, yeah, alright mate, give us a carrot. Fun fact, a group of rabbits is actually called a fluffle, which I think is adorable, it's delightful. Group of pandas, even though obviously panda is the Chinese animal, but a group of pandas is called an embarrassment, which says a lot about me because pandas are my favourite animal. But you might be thinking, hold on, why are there only rabbits on this island? Really? Just rabbits? Yes, only rabbits. So on this island, it's where they used to test chemical weapons, and during the Second World War, like, that's what they did, but then afterwards, when it was finished, they couldn't, obviously, there was no reason to test the weapons because they didn't need them. And so they let the rabbits go. They're like, you be free, mate. And obviously, if you've watched Zootropolis, you'll know that rabbits breed very quickly. And soon enough, the island was filled with rabbits. And this island is called, now I do apologise if I butchered the Japanese names, I am very bad at pronunciation, my mum will tell you that. But I think if I pronounce it right, the island is called Okonoshima. I'm hoping I pronounced that right, if I'm not, do let me know. But this island, it's predator free. Cats and dogs are not allowed. They're banned from entering. You let the dogs out, no one, they're bored. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously, if you go to Japan, if you're going in a building, like a hotel, just a normal building. You'll go in, you get to the lift, and you'll think, where's fourth floor? Where's the fourth floor? Well, in Japan, they avoid the number 4 because the number 4 sounds too much like the Japanese word for death, and that is very bad. It's unlucky. They avoid it at all costs. So if you go to a Japanese hotel or just a building, and you'll think, so what's on the 4th floor? Nothing. It's empty. Nothing there. No one goes near it. Leave it alone. It's like in Harry Potter when he says, "Do not go to the 3rd floor," and you're like, okay, won't do. They avoid the number 4 with pretty much everything. Like, you'll go to a stand and you'll be like, what 4 bananas? And they're like, nope, only 3s or 5s, mate. That's all you're having. And they're like, oh, alright then, fair enough. Next thing we'll talk about is, in the world, there's no secret that we have nudist colonies, nudist festivals. Just normal people who just want to be nude. Which, that's fine. If that's what floats your goat, then cool. I butchered that phrase, it's floats your boat, but I always say kills your goat, so I butchered the two together. Sorry about that. But yes, people find it freeing, I don't think I'd ever do that, but if that's what makes you happy, then that is fine. In Japan, there's a festival called, and again, sorry if I mispronounce it, Hadaka Matsuri, and it's a festival where thousands of Japanese men strip naked. Yeah, they just strip naked. But it's actually for a reason. They do it in order to ensure themselves a fortune-filled year, which is kind of cool when you think about it. You're like, yeah, I want my fortune, I want good fortune, I'll go naked. The biggest of these festivals is actually in, again, sorry if I mispronounced it, Okayama, where about 9,000 men will strip naked. But obviously, it's not just Japan, where obviously there's nudist festivals. It isn't a festival as such, but here, Alton Towers, I'm sure everyone knows what Alton Towers is. They have a nudist weekend, or I don't know if it's actually a weekend, it could be a few days, but a friend of mine was working there during one of these nudist events, and she was like, there's been naked people everywhere. Why aren't they wearing costumes? And I was like, mate, forewarning, you had a warning, there's going to be naked people here. But that's how you gotta do it. At least the workers have their uniforms on, because you gotta stay professional, haven't you? Next thing, eating things. Well, not actually eating things, more like what you use to eat things. We use knives and forks. In Japan, they use chopsticks. I've never actually used chopsticks before. I did take a pair from Bon Pan. I was supposed to eat sushi with them, but I completely forgot about them, to be honest. I put them beside my plate and I was like, oh, I could have used them. I was like, just took them in with me. They're probably still somewhere in my house. Let's just take a moment, guys, to have a guess. How many chopsticks you reckon Japan uses a year? Have you guessed? Just gonna give you another minute. Just have a think. Thinking how many chopsticks, because there'll be a lot of people in Japan. Have a moment, just be like, Well, I'm gonna tell you, guys, it's 24 billion. That's how many chopsticks are used every year, at least, or around about 24 billion. Oh, that's a lot of chopsticks, isn't it? But that isn't the only thing there are a lot of in Japan. In Japan, there is about 4 million vending machines in Japan, which I think is, what's up? Really? Wow, that's mad. But obviously, you don't just have vending machines just for anything. Like over here, swimming pool, you'd be like, I'm gonna get myself a bottle of Coke, and you're sorted. Unless it don't work, and you're just like, bloody hell, I can't get what I want. But there's some cool vending machines out there in the world. In Japan, they have them for food, for toys, even adult toys, and they also have crabs in them. Yep, live crabs in vending machines. Which is mad. Like, I was watching this YouTuber who was assessing or, reviewing vending machines, and there was a couple that stood out to me. They have pizza vending machines now, which apparently the Italians are mad at because their pizzas aren't right. Because obviously Italians, they don't have round pizzas, or they do, but they don't have them a lot. They tend to have them in imperfect shapes, which I think makes them more perfect. I'm like, yes. But although my dad said to say yesterday, he's like, don't you think it's funny that the pizza's round, the box is square, and then you cut them in triangles? I was like, yeah, Dad, that's pretty cool, mate. I wanted a pizza cutter that was the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. Went on Amazon to look at them. 75 quid. I was like, you know what? I think these pizza scissors from Chicago Town are great. Let's just use them. Now, if you're a messy eater, in Japan it's okay to slurp your food. If anything, it just means it's delicious and it's kind of like a compliment. Like, if you finish your meal in Japan, particularly noodles, if you get a dirty shirt, that's great. It means you had a delicious meal. So I'm like, jobs are good in. Apparently when you blow, like you slurp your food and everything, it actually cools your food down. That's why they do it a lot with noodles, because obviously you're blowing the air, the air's going, and it's cooling down pretty much. However, even though slurping food's okay, don't think about blowing your nose in public in Japan. It's rude. It's inappropriate. Don't do it. Go somewhere else. Don't blow your nose in Japan. Just don't do it. It's rude. Do not think about blowing your nose. Okay? Cool. Glad we got that covered. Obviously a bit earlier, I did touch on bullet trains. And I've not been on many trains in my life. I've probably been on about, 10. Probably been on 10 trains in my life. But when I was 14, I went on a music trip to London. We were watching Les Mis one day, Lion King the other. It was great. And you're thinking, what's that got to do with this podcast? And you're like, okay, relates to this. So, obviously there's the tube / the underground in London. It's alright, it's a train. It's cool, takes you where you need to go. Can't complain. They're weird though, because they obviously can be quite cramped depending on what time of day it is. I had a friend who came with us. She was a year above me. She was very claustrophobic. She hated it. I felt very sorry for her. I was like, it's okay. Don't worry, man. We're going to be off in like 5. Then we've got to run because we're going to be late. But for anyone who's claustrophobic, this is not going to ease your mind, and I apologise. But in Japan, on busy days, at busy times, on the train station, there will be a guy or a woman. There'll be a person that pushes you on the train and crams everyone in. I'm like, woohoo! So if you're planning to go to Japan and you have claustrophobia, just don't bother going on the train. Just walk. You might be late, yeah, but at least you won't get your claustrophobia, prodded at. So yeah, no such thing as personal bubbles on the trains of Japan. Just get up close and personal. Just be like, you're right. Assert dominance. Dominance. Is that the word? I told you pronunciation was not my thing. Anyway, to assert dominance, just make weird noises at the faces, then they'll be like, if only I could leave, and you'll go like, but obviously there's so much more I could touch on. So much more I could touch on about Japan. But like I said, it's a cool place. I'd love to go. I don't know whereabouts in Japan I'd like to go. I'd like to go and, invest myself in the culture. Learn more. I'm always for that. I'm always up for learning more about people's culture. But unfortunately, we've got to move ahead to the second part of the podcast. And it's got nothing to do with Japan, but to do with shops. So let's go. Let's talk about supermarkets. Weird places that are obviously, very normy. You can see anything in supermarkets these days. Truly, you can see anything. I was watching a TikTok, because I started watching TikTok ironically, but now I'll be watching them for 3 hours and lose track of time. But anyway, I was watching this TikTok, and this girl was obviously in the shop. Couldn't tell what shop it was, but she genuinely said a man had shat himself. And I was like, that's great, I'm glad I went there. And she was about to throw up and everything, and I was like, that's just a normal Friday. Anyway, I felt quite sorry for her, because she needed shit, to be honest. I think she was getting a can of Monster. I was like, is that it? Couldn't tell though, because she was obviously filming her face, and obviously even though she was wearing the mask, you could see in her eyes that she was like, kill me. But anyway, over in England, there's quite the range of supermarkets, isn't there? I can't think of them all, so I've just talked about a few of them. So honest, I probably covered about half of them. But yeah, I'm constantly changing my mind about which one's my favourite and which one I'm going to betray that week and be like, feck you, I don't need you anymore. You've upped your game. Your donuts are shit. Which by the way, that's how I tell if a shop's a good shop, by what their donuts are like. I love a donut. I was thinking of making my own, but I was like, what if I ruin them? What if I ruin donuts for myself? Like, I was going to do like an experiment. I was going to get a pack of donuts from each shop. Have one. Not obviously not all at once. I was going to make notes. And so far Co-op's kind of won. But I'm always loyal to Asda. Asda, I'll never betray you. Unless you turn into a dick, then I'm going to be leaving you up that. No, hell no. I'm leaving your ass. But I like Asda. There's a couple big ones near where I live. Obviously not in my village, because you don't have supermarkets in villages. Or at least not many of them. But we go Asda most of the time. And it's simple, it's simple. Easy to locate everything. It is ideal. Unlike Aldi, which I have a love-hate relationship with. Because, yeah, you can afford everything. And there's great deals, but why the heck are the bin bags by the apples? What is the point? Like, I go into a shop, the fresh fruit is the first thing I see, and I'm like, that's how I know the shop's fine. But then you'll see a bin bag next to it, and you'll be like, why? I used to go Aldi a lot with my grandma, because my grandma lived in Milton, and we always used to go to Aldi with my auntie, because my grandma always, and my auntie always used to go on the same day, because auntie would get us a car in her Saab. She's very proud of her Saab. Yeah, we were going in Aldi. My grandma was kind of mental, because she'd be like, right, we've got everything. She didn't have a list, but she knew what she wanted. She knew what she needed. She was at that age where you just be like, got it sussed. Even though me, I'd probably be like, you know what, we're going to divvy it up a bit. But yeah, I pushed the trolley. I'd be like, right, Gran. What do you need? What do you need, mate? And she'd be like, I can't do the Geordie accent, by the way, just to point out. She had a Geordie accent, and I can't do it. So I am not going to soil on her memory by doing a really crap accent. So I'm just going to do old lady accent. But yeah, she'd be like, I don't know. Do you want a pizza? And I'm like, fuck it, yeah, put a pizza in. But I do, you know what? I have to give it to Aldi. Whoever runs their social media accounts deserves a raise. If you know, you know. Hashtag free Cuthbert. Oh, Cuthbert. Makes me sad. But Asda. I love Asda. It's easy to find everything. You just have to have that nice shade of green and you'll be like, I feel calm. Even though that's weird, because blue is usually the colour I'm like. The light blue, I'm like, it's calm. But no, Asda, I'm just like, green. My home. But yeah, the way I run, I'll go in, get a prawn mayo sandwich off the deli counter. Not deli counter, what is it? It's next to the fruit. I don't know where the meal deal stuff is. But anyway, get a prawn mayo sandwich, grab a donuts, and I am sorted. And the other big shop, like I say, is Morrison's, which is across the road, past the roundabouts, across the road. And I'm like, it's like some Romeo and Juliet shit, but who's who? I have to say, the salad bar at Morrison's is bloody amazing. Well, then I'll always have the couscous. Like, obviously you got small, medium, large cartons, and I'm like, fuck it, get the large one, fill it with the couscous. That's all I need. And my dad was like, don't you want a cucumber? I was like, what, a whole cucumber and some couscous? Yes. I won't lie though, I can't always afford the shit at Morrison's. Bloody mozzes, you'll go in. Sometimes you'll be lucky because the week it's got deal, then you'll go back the week after and you'll be like, this was 75p last week, why the feck is it £3 now? Bloody shit. So Asda it is, baby. We've also got an Iceland near the high street. which is ideal if you're boiling, because you can just sit on one of their freezers for 5 minutes and you'll be good as new. And someone asked me if I had strong feelings about Waitrose, and I just don't, because I've been in Waitrose. I went in one time, not to buy anything, because obviously Waitrose, you have to be a certain class, you have to look the part, don't you? I can't go in, because I was also looking a bit scruffy, I won't lie. And someone said that Eddie Redmayne, like, that was the one he goes to. And I'm not like a massive fan of Eddie, because I haven't watched everything he's done, but I like him, I respect him as an actor, he's a good actor. And I was like, really, is he there? They were like, yeah mate, this is the one he goes, isn't it? And I was like, oh, that's alright. So, I'm not a stalker, just to point out, I am not a stalker. He wasn't even there. My mates had been singing in their choir, and there's photographic evidence that that's the one he goes, because he was with them. And he was like, obviously, I'm not doing an Eddie voice, but the way he was looking at the camera was like, yeah, mate, I just wanted some milk. Didn't realise the choir would be here. But he's cracking. He's a cracking actor. Nice chap. He's a Hufflepuff like me, so you got to respect that. But yeah, another shop, Co-op. Cooperative, good with food. The Co-op, man, it was my best friend when I was at uni. Like, when I was living at the halls. I don't now, when I was there. Because when I was feeling, when I was feeling down, feeling low, leg it down the stairs at the flat, then I've got to run back up because I forgot my face mask. Run back down, run back up again because I forgot my fucking key. Won't be able to get back in. Got everything, got my rainbow bag from Target, and then boost. Leg it down the street, get some of their Target bread. Because that's a normal thing to binge eat while watching Netflix. I've got loads of street cred. Netflix, just to point out, I love Netflix because obviously it's got some cracking shows. Latest one I've watched is Sweet Tooth, highly recommend it. RDJ though, why are you working for DC Comics? I'm joking, of course, because obviously he's not obligated to do things for Marvel anymore, because Iron Man. But it was really good though. If you haven't watched it, go now, go watch it. It's amazing. But Co-op, it's a great shop, but why is it so bloody expensive? Seriously, I'm like, fucking hell, I've got a £5. You get one thing. I'm reckon, it's because they know that the sad uni students like me are feeling down and low. And they're gonna leg it down the stairs, forget their mate's face mask, then run back and be like, yo, what are you going for me today? I've got to tell you though, I had a right bargain for some Halloween decorations. I'll let them off. I've got an inflatable pumpkin that is still inflated, and it's in my wardrobe. It just sits on top, just like, you right, mate? Yeah. It's fucking June though. What am I doing up? It's been up since October and it hasn't deflated, so bargain. The Sainsbury's is another one I quite enjoy going to. I went to go watch Cruella the other week, and we had to go pick up my best friend, and she lives in, where's she live again? Oh, that's bad. Congleton, sorry, she lives in Congleton. We went Sainsbury's, but my dad says it's a Biddulph, and I don't believe him. But yeah, we had to go and get some goodies, and I was like, alright, we're here. Woo! There's a travelator! Go up! I love travelators. I don't know why. It's an escalator that's flat, and I'm like, I see one, and I'm like, a hill I can run up because it helps me out. But it's good, But I never really see one. There isn't one closest to me. There's one in Leek, and that's alright. I've been there a couple of times. But that wasn't Biddulph, man. I'm going to remember that for a long time. It was great. There was one near my uni halls. It's like 10 minutes down the road. Obviously, we go Co-op because they know to lure us to Co-op because they're not going to be asked to run 10 minutes down the road, are they? And I was like, no, I'm not. But I'll get off the bus because obviously the bus doesn't stop outside my halls to the uni bus. So I'd get off and then go to the Sainsbury's and then draw a £5 out the bank and then get some tea because I like to get me tea fresh that day, because I don't know what mood I'd be in, and I'd always get a curry because their curries are bloody lovely. Get some Claire's too, love a Claire's, bloody great. So what, that's Asda, Aldi, Mozzers, Waitrose, Iceland Co-op and Sainsbury's. I don't think I go any more than that, except Steve's, which is like down the road. gotta get in your car though, down the road and up to the town. He ain't there anymore, and I don't know the name, so I'll just keep calling it Steve's. I'll be old and I'll be frail, I'll be on me mobility scooter and I'll be like, I'm just nipping to Steve for a Rolo yogurt. Yogurt? That's a fucking annoying word, isn't it? I'll be typing it, I'll do some work, I'll type it on Word, and I'll be like, they'll be like, there isn't an H in yogurt. And I'll be like, alright, well there is. It's because my laptop's American, isn't it? And I can't be asked to change it to the UK English. So I'll be like, fine. There's not an H in it. And I'll be like, fuck you guys. Add to dictionary. Oh, Tesco! I bloody forgot Tesco, didn't I? Now, are you a normal person and someone who says big Tesco and little Tesco? Or are you a weirdo that calls them by their proper names? Big Tesco. Got a little big Tesco. Nearest one to me is either Longton or Mere, depending on which way we go. And I love the one at Longton. It's massive. Got a lot of happy memories in that one. My brother and I, we just pissed off from my mum. It died in the video game aisle and be like, oh, we'll get that for Christmas, even though it was like July. I'm like, we're gonna get that, mate. And I'm like, mate, your birthday's next month, mine's in 3. Fuck you. Anyway, we'd hide there until my mum came to find us. We used to do the same, always at Toys R Us. You'd run in, back, when it was great, the one at Festival Park. We'd run down the aisle, and then we'd go to the aisle where, there's bikes and there's little cars that you can drive, the electric. Anyway, my brother would nick one, not actually nick one, but he'd get one off the rack and he'd get an 18, he'd be driving around, and he'd get in trouble because obviously you're not supposed to drive them all the way around the shop. Me, on the other hand, I didn't get in trouble because I couldn't even leave the fucking aisle. I got stuck after 3 seconds on it, didn't I? Little Tesco, that's a whole different vibe. That's the one you go to when you've forgotten your bread or milk or something. Big Tesco is the one where hobbits are off having adventures, isn't it? They're like, we're off to Isengard. You'll just see one in the honey aisle go. Oh, so many shops, isn't there? So many shops, a little world. And they all have a different vibe. There's M&S in there as well. I was genuinely confused once. I think I was like 12 or something, and someone called it Marks and Spencer's. And I was like, what? I don't know why I was so confused, because that is the name of the shop. That's what it's called. And I went there once, and I brought a tartlet. I bought quiche. And it was goat's cheese and caramelised red onion. Have not stopped thinking about it. It's been 5 years, and at least every night I'd be like, oh, I wonder if it's thinking about me. No, mate, because it's a fucking tart, innit? It ain't thinking about you, you weirdo. Oh, it was so great though. I genuinely asked for one on my 18th. I was like, right, Mum, I don't really want much, just go get me that. Didn't fucking get me though, did she? I was like, all I want in life is a fucking goat's cheese and caramelised red onion tart. Mum's like, you know what? Because you're getting into your bacon and everything, you could make your own. I was like, yeah, but every time I want to make myself something, always goes fucking wrong. I recently went to M&S. So I had a day with my nan, and it was awesome. We went Spoons, then we went M&S, because she said she needs to get a few things. And I was like, okay. Went in, and we were in the main shop, like the closed bit, and we got into the food hall, and that, oh my god, was the best thing ever. It was so cold, and I was like, oh, brilliant, oh. Anyway, I was chatting to my nan, I was chatting shit, I can't remember what I was talking about, but I was like, you're right, Nan, my nan's great, I love my nan. She was like, yeah, Shug, she's getting me life. Anyway, we're walking down the sweetie aisle. I was like, oh, I love the sweetie aisle. And that's when I saw him. Colin. The caterpillar. But there was something off about Colin. It was all mushed up and put in a fucking jar. But it was Aldi. Bet it was the social media Aldi person. It was like, take this. Free Cuthbert. Oh, I bet it was, But it was like, freedom to the caterpillars. But yeah, that's the shops of the UK. There's loads more. But honestly, I can't talk about all of them. I'll need a week. I'll do a full assessment. I'll be like, right, Morrison's is for people who like yellow. Asda's for people who like green. And I'll be like, is that it? That just gonna say, you like this shop because it's your favourite colour. Would not surprise me, green's my favourite colour. But that, ladies and gents, people, is the end. That's all I've talked about, that's all I've written. I've written 4 pages and I've managed to spread it out over 40 minutes. How great is that though? I enjoyed that. Episode 1, done and dusted. You know what, guys? If you enjoyed that, let me know. I'm always on Twitter. Just put me in. Say, yeah, wow, how you doing? Do this. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So you know what? I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do one every week. Just talk about random shit. If you want me to talk about something in particular, let me know. But yeah. So this is episode 1. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm just thinking. I'll be like, I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for listening in. If this genuinely is something that you'd like me to do, then that's fine. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Always message me if you want to see me game, do something in particular. Let me know that as well. I'm always gaming. I recently did a singing video as well. I love singing too. I'll do anything, I'll do anything. But yes, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. Bye!